I mean, let's start on that topic. What's it like having Coach Kellen around and just your relationship with him?
It was great. He the one got me here. He the one recruited me.
Really?
Yeah. So it was great, like having him here. I feel comfortable going to him about different things, stuff that I don't understand yet, or stuff that I'm learning and different things like that. So he helps me with all that, and plus he's fun. Just to talk to every once in a while. We always joking around. He make me feel comfortable being away from home and different things like that. So I love having Coach Kellen around.
Yeah. Do you remember the first time you ever met him, or like whenever? Yeah, just the first time you met him.
I think the first time I met him. Was kind of funny. I was like, man, he hyper. Like, he was just so energized and happy. I was like, man, what are you so happy about, bro? I think I called him. The first time we ever talked to each other was on phone call and stuff like that. He was like, hey, dude, and how he always talk. And ever since then, we built that bond, and I love him to death, so yeah.
What was one of the first things he told you about, like, Houston?
That it was close to home. He was like, you ain't got to worry about your family being far away. It's close to home. We're going to treat you like a family, too. So it's like two families right there next to it. And it's Houston. You can do anything out here. It's just such a big city and stuff like that. So, he's like, you're going to love Houston regardless. I know you've been. I've been back and forth, but I never really just stayed out here in Houston. So he's like, you close to family, so why not?
As that relationship went along, how often would he, reach out to you when he was trying to recruit?
He'll reach out to me a lot. I know during their time, in the tournament and stuff like that, we kind of didn't. He would still call me after big games and stuff like that. After they made, I want to say the Final Four, he called me.
And in 21.
Yeah, he called me during that time in the Elite Eight. So yeah, he called me, but he'll call me after games, after he watched a game or something like that. He called me a lot during EYBL, just giving me little tips and stuff like that. And I'll do it in game. I was like, dang, it's work. He was really the only coach doing that, watching the game and calling me look, I think if you do this, you might get a scoring opportunity, or you might get this rebound, and it will work. I was like, man, yeah, you definitely helping me already, and I didn't even decide what college I'm going to. So
I'm sure that meant a lot to you. Taking time with how busy they must have been, and then he's still watching.
And I took it. I was like, man, he must really, he must really think I'm important to him to do all them things, to study my game and different things like that. Knowing that I'm not there yet, and they still in season, they got their own team to worry about. So it was like, man, I love this right here. So.
And once you got to here, I'm sure that relationship just continued to build.
Yeah, definitely. Yesterday we have talks. We have long talks on the phone. After practice, he might call me after a game and just tell me, look, if you work on this. After a bad game, he even called me. So I feel like I need that to get better in my growth and different things like that. So.
What's the one piece of advice? It might be a hard question, but maybe the best piece of advice, or something that really sticks with you that he's given you?
That first year, what happens, I can't go every day thinking that I'm not going to fail at something, because, if you fail, that means you're getting better at it. That means you went through the worst part already, and the best is to come. So I think that just showing me that it's okay to fail, because it happens. I'm still young, different things like that. Him telling me that really helped me just build back up my confidence and different things. After a bad game, it really helps me build back up my confidence. So,
for sure. Is that something, had anyone ever told you that before? Because when you're young, you don't hear that. It's okay to feel slow down.
Not really. I don't think nobody has broke it down like he has, really. Because, in high schools, I really didn't have too many bad games. That's just, I really didn't go through too much failure or too much adversity at all, So coming here and just going against older guys and seeing what I need to work on and just seeing different things, point of views, him helping me and just going through the failures, just helping me become a better player. I think he helps me with that. And he always notices it, and he always corrects me and calls me and tell me, look, this what the bad thing was, but look, this the bright side of it, so different things like that.
So kind of transition, like you said, now that you're 10 games into college, obviously it's a step up, and then like you said, having to go up against guys, especially I'm sure the speed and stuff like that. That's been a bit of an adjustment period.
Right.
One of the last game you guys had against Alabama. What's kind of the biggest takeaway you've had from that game?
Just getting better prepared. I was a little nervous going into the game, but they calmed me down after. I watched film with them and different things like that. That was really my first big game in college. Besides Oregon and the other games, so it just. That's what I'm saying. Like he said, it's okay to fail. I had a bad game, but I could grow from it. And there's plenty more games we have down the line, and plenty even more important games like the tournament. So I just look at it as a growing tool for me. Just grow from it. Learn from it, and different things like that. Just continue to grow with the team, and hopefully we can grow as a team and get our next win, because that's the most important game for us the next game. So,
right. One of the things you mentioned, or I guess like when you were leading up to that game, you were nervous once you got into it. Was it just because of the way the crowd? Was it the hype, or what was it?
I think it was just me not wanting to fail, just being hard on myself. Being too hard on myself. Yeah. I think I wasn't comfortable with, being, okay, this is my time. I wasn't thinking like that. I was like, okay, you can't fail. You got to go in this game being perfect. And I think I was just too hard on myself and just find the flow of the game and get lost in the game. So I think I was just trying to probably had the game already how I wanted to be in my head, but it didn't happen like that. So, I had to just find my way in the game, but I didn't. That's just fair, learning from it and growing from it, though. And Coach Kell helped me with that. He watched film with me and stuff like that, and just different things like that.
So actually, this just popped into my head, but I'm curious. What was one of the first things Coach Kell told you about Kelvin?
The first thing he told me was like he was gonna help me a lot. He really didn't tell me how he was. He didn't tell me how it was gonna be, but he just told me like Coach Kell can help you. You really need Coach Kell if you want to become the player that you're gonna be. You really need Coach Kell, and I'm glad that he told me that, and I'm glad I took his advice and committed here, because Coach Kell really helped me. He's really helping me now, and I feel that I'm growing. I just got to continue to grow, continue to listen to him, and I feel like I'm gonna be however long it takes. Just continue to listen to him until I become the best player I could be. So.
Kind of similar question I asked you with Kellen, but what's been one piece of advice that kind of stuck with you with Kelvin?
Also the failure thing. Them too big on, just like you gonna fail. Just don't be too hard on yourself. You're gonna learn from it. Just keep your confidence. It's okay to fail. A lot of players fail. Even Quentin Rhymes, different players. Everybody go through a period where they fail, but they just continue to grow from it. And that's what makes great players. That's what Coach Sampson tells me all the time. All the great players. He's seen first-round draft picks, first one and dones and different things like that. He said they all go through failure, so it's okay to fail, especially being as young as I am. It's okay to fail. Just continue to grow from it. Don't be hard on yourself, and just play hard. If you play hard, that cancels out all that. So that cancels out the nerves and all that. So. Yeah.
You're 19, right?
Right, just turned 19.
Interesting. When's your birthday?
November 13th.
Oh,
so I don't even think it's like tomorrow make a month, I think.
Yeah. So you're barely 19. That's awesome. That's cool. So going back to the Alabama game, one of the things Kelvin said post-game, he said really something that Bama did a good job of doing was they kind of abandoned having to run sets, and then they started kind of just spreading, and they really hurt you guys off the dribble in that game. I'm just curious, what's kind of been the emphasis from Kelvin and the coaching staff following that Bama game?
Just guarding the ball, really. Guarding the ball one-on-one, because like you said, we took away all their sets. They really couldn't run nothing. Then they just went to it, just beat them off the dribble, and we just let go of the rope. As a team. As a team, we stopped playing team defense. Watching film, we really realized that we just got up. I guess we got too comfortable and just let go of the rope like everybody did. But, that's a learning thing. We still young as a team. This our some of us first time playing with each other. So, we still a young team and different things like that. So we just got to learn from it and grow, continue to grow,
What would you say are the keys to being able to be a good on-ball defender?
Just effort, really. That's what Coach Sampson tells me all the time. You can't teach somebody how to play defense. It's just some people got slow feet and still stay in front of the ball. Some people got fast feet and still. But you just gotta effort. You just gotta want to do it. Something that you want to do. Your mentality gotta just be, I'm not gonna let this person. It's one-on-one, so you gotta be like, I'm not gonna let this person score on me. That's what I'm still learning. Being in college, like everybody is good, so you gotta guard everybody the same. Like it's your last possession on the court. So like it's a game-winning one-on-one possession. So that's how I feel like it's just really mental guarding the ball one-on-one. So
in parts, or kind of like building off that point about it being mental, I'm sure, especially in the second, even the first half, I'm sure it's been an adjustment period and you've gotten better as the games have gone on, but I'm sure there's a point where you're like, damn, I'm tired, but that's not going to be an excuse for Sampson.
Not at all. You just got to push through. Sam always said all the time, when I want to say the second game I was here, the starters, they was guarding the ball and they was like, Coach, I need one. But media is like every 4 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
So Coach was like, just continue to go into media, and that's when you get your break. If you go hard them 4 minutes, you're going to get a 3 minute, however long media break is. So he just want us to go hard during that time period, then you get your break. Or he even might call a timeout, or you might get a free throw break. Just catch your breath. He don't let being tired affect that. He don't want to hear that. So,
how much in the summer with the conditionings? How much do they emphasize that there?
Yeah, that's the big thing about it. Our conditioning money is so hard. It's a month. Most schools probably like 2 weeks or a week, condition week, but ours is a month. So you really want us to be in shape, and that really helps, because we play so hard as a team, man. Everything we do, you got to play hard doing it, or you're gonna be bad at it. And so he emphasizes that a lot during conditioning month and different things like that. So.
When's your conditioning month?
October. Yeah, I never forget it. Right before we start our first practice.
Yeah. Where do you guys do it?
And that's just to prepare for practice. Just a bunch of running. We go out there on the football field. We've been here. It's just a lot of pre-testing. Then you got the post-test. You got to do better than you do in pre-test, different things like that. The first week is like pre-test.
Yeah.
The last week is post-test. You got to beat your pre-test time. And in between, we do like all types of stuff out there in the football field and different things like that. So,
yeah, especially it sucks for Houston because like it's October. Yeah. In October, it's still freaking hot.
Yeah, right. And just being out there on the football field, like early in the morning, we wake up about 6. We start around 6. So you got to be there before 6 and start at 6. And it was crazy. It was the worst thing I ever experienced so far. Conditioning month was crazy. And Coach always told me, he was like, conditioning month is there. But it was just to prepare for practice.
Right.
Even practice is. That just show how hard we play and how hard we practice. So.
Yeah. So I guess one of the last things I'll leave you off with, just Marcus and Jamal post game. They talked to media and they were like, it's a learning experience, like you said. It's still a really young team, top to bottom. Right. So what's kind of been their message to you guys since that game against Bama?
It's okay. We got plenty more games. Just grow from it. This was 10th game of the season. So we got like 22 more games, I think, and we got conference tournament and different things like that, and we got the March Madness. That's the main thing we're thinking about, because if we make it far in the tournament, nobody's gonna be thinking about that game, right? So we just got to move on from it, continue to grow, continue to get better as a team, and just individually we got to continue to get better, just different things like that. So.